Okay, so it's official. She's back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Jackie Christie Show.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, so thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Basketball Wives. This is season 8, episode 11. As I said, it is the Jackie Christie Show, and she is back in full effect. So it is what it is. That's all I can say. It just is what it is. Jackie Christie, you know you need an ass whooping, like flat out. Anyway, so let's address the elephant in the room. I know y'all hear all this bzzz and the buzzing in the background. Listen, my schedule is very tight. This is Labor Day weekend. We're rolling up on. My schedule is tight. My landscapers are actually working on the yard. I am filming. It just kind of is what it is. So I apologize. So y'all don't have to flood the comments with what's all that noise? What is all that noise? That is the landscapers doing my yard work. Um, Listen, I had to do what I had to do. So I apologize about the noise. Let's get down to this little review here. Jackie is back and she's doing what it is that Jackie does. Her and Dougie actually were out shopping. He's getting ready to leave. We know that. He's getting ready to leave to go to college. And I actually got a chance to get a good look at him. Not a bad looking kid. I definitely could see the mixture of Jackie and Doug Christie. He's not no bad looking kid. And he seems very normal and very cool. You can see in his demeanor, he knows that his mother is a whack job. He knows that Jackie is as crazy as Dick's Hat Band, honey. I said, okay. And he's just listening to her, and she's talking about going up and being a problem for the teachers at the college, and this, that, thing, and the other, and on, and school clothes. School clothes. Just crazy as a damn road lizard, and he knows it. So he seems like he's pretty cool, and I got the feeling that he can't wait to get the fuck away from her. So I think once he go on off to school, he gonna be just fine, just fine. Big old tall old thing. He's real tall. I was like, all right, you'll be okay, little boy, when you get away from your mother. Next thing we see Evelyn, and then there's a group that she's working with called Single Moms Planet, and she was talking about collaborate with them to actually do different events that will pose as downtime for single mothers. So that's an interesting concept. Um, yeah, that's an interesting concept. So it's like, all right, Evelyn. After that, we see OG and Jackie sitting together, and I'm looking, and I said, "Here we go. Here we go. I see you. I see you. I see you as clear as day, fist face. You over there putting that battery in Jackie's back and cranking. She put the battery in Jackie's back and she's steady cranking it. And it got Phoebe's name written all over it. She's steady feeding Jackie stuff that Phoebe said. And this, I said, no, Phoebe, Phoebe talked the shit, so you got to pay for the shit that you talk. So it just is what it is. You talk shit, you got to stand in the shit. But OG, we've had this ongoing thing, you all, with me and OG, and I don't like OG, and y'all keep saying she's so nice and she's so beautiful, and I disagree. So we just gonna have to agree to disagree. I don't think she's nice, and as a matter of fact, I think she's really not nice, and I definitely don't think she's pretty. So that's that. She's not beautiful to me, and she's not nice, inside or out. I think she's a hot mess. So that's just what it is. And here we go in this scene. We see her putting the battery in Jackie's back for Phoebe. Flat out. Now y'all can get down in them comments and act like y'all don't see it or y'all didn't see it. Just omit the whole scene. It was a whole scene of her doing this. So you didn't see it? Yeah, okay, let's move on. Jen is actually doing this whole little thing with a group called Not Just October. She got together to do, it's a fundraiser for families that are dealing with a family member that actually has cancer. Again, very interesting concept. So she got this whole little thing together, and it's packed. It's really packed out. And Jackie shows up. Now everybody else is there. All the girls are there except for Shaunie. Jackie shows up. Jackie never even went into the event. Jackie showed up. OG shows up, consequently, right at the same time as Jackie. The event is in full swing. People are buying things and doing whatever they're doing. At the point they showed up, the woman who was running Not Just for October, was doing a speech about cancer and all of this. A real deep speech. Everybody's silent. It's quiet as hell. Jackie is outside screaming, Phoebe, is she in there? Phoebe, bring your ass on out here. Just like she's down in the projects. I was like, Jackie Christie, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you literally standing out in front of a storefront yelling like you standing in the middle of the court at the projects, calling for somebody to come out? And when you're calling for somebody to come out like that, what is it that you're expecting? Because it's not really, you're not really expecting to talk. If you get out front here and holler, James, bring your ass out here, I'm going to tell you what I'm coming out there to do. And it really ain't to talk to you. You can stand out there and think we're going to talk if you want to. But I promise you, I'm going to walk outside and I'm going to bust you in your mouth. Like that, I mean, come on. That's just how it goes. We all know what that means. Bring your ass out here. I'll come out. I'm coming out. But I'm coming out windmilling, so you better be ready. Don't be out there thinking that we get ready to talk. We ain't ready to talk. We done past talking. Doing that. That's horrible. So she's doing all that. The girls basically ran out, Evelyn and Kristen, and they ran out there to try to diffuse Jackie, and they're telling her, the woman is in the middle of a speech. I don't give a fuck. This, that, that. Just carrying on. Carrying on. I said, girl, this is truly lowbrow, old school Jackie Christie carryings on, clown mania. I was like, you gotta be. I said, okay. So then you got Phoebe on the inside. Now, Phoebe, I gotta get you together too, because you ain't want to fight. You really ain't want to fight. You wasn't about that life. You not, Phoebe. You not about this life. You were in there. So you go and you doing extra. You go to Jen and you want to apologize to Jen. I'm really sorry if anything goes wrong with this, that, and the other. Now, I really don't want to upset this thing because I know it's about your mother and all of this. But now I'm going to step outside. But you knew you wasn't stepping outside. You wasn't trying to step outside. See, because the bitch was about it. See, you heard what I said. Go out front. Holler for James to come outside. I ain't saying shit to nobody in the house. When you see me, I done already slipped out the door and I'll be outside swinging. Ain't all this announcements and trying to gather people to stop you from going outside. You wasn't trying to go outside, so I ain't trying to hear it, Phoebe. Anyway, OG, we see you, bitch. I see you, bitch. OG was steady running back and forth. I said, you wouldn't be instigating, would you, fist face? You wouldn't be running in and outside of the venue instigating, would you, knuckle face? You wouldn't be doing that, would you? Mrs. Innocent, Mrs. Nice Person, steadily instigating, sucking up, ear hustling. And I said, yeah, okay. She was steady ear hustling and she was instigating. And you seen her. I said, a mess, a whole mess. Anyway, after it all got all settled down, Jackie, I believe, was really happy that Phoebe. Jackie knew Phoebe wasn't gonna come outside too. Jackie don't want to fight either. Y'all say what y'all want to say. Jackie doesn't want to fight either. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, Jackie will whoop Phoebe up." Jackie possibly will whoop Phoebe up because she's a fucking Amazon. Jackie's an Amazon. Jackie's huge in comparison to Phoebe, but at the same time, please don't negate that Jackie's an old bitch, and an old bitch be losing the fight just by being in it. Jackie get out there swinging around there with Phoebe. Jackie will probably feel worse the next day than Phoebe does. Baby, when that Geritol done wore off and carrying on, and she needs some Ambisol and some everything else. She had Ambisol for her mouth and some other shit for her ass, honey, because she gonna be sore with her old ass out there trying to rumble around with that little girl. Ridiculous. Neither one of them really wanted to fight. So I'm like, this is the best. And then Phoebe was just talking shit. After the fact, after Jackie left, she's like, I'm gone. After she left, Phoebe was just in there talking shit, calling her old bitches and all that, and just talking smack. But again, at this point, it really doesn't matter. Say what you want. It don't matter because you and Jackie are into a whole beef. So you might as well let her have it. You might as well read and read and read because it's on. Y'all are just not going to be getting along and it's just going to be ugly. Anyway, now let me go into this right here. I'm going to talk about Kwami and OG. Now, we done made it very clear I don't like OG. Flat out. I'm not a fan. I ain't got her to do. Just don't like the broad. I'm going to say this, though. I don't care whether I like her or not. What I see on this show, nobody, and I mean nobody, deserves the treatment that she is receiving from Kwami. What I see out of my eyes. I don't think anybody deserves it. I think he's using her. I think he's using her status and her celebrity to try to get what he wants. And I think it's horrible. You are leading her on and playing these games with her. You don't want OG. I don't think, it's this whole thing about, because here we are with another scene, and it makes my stomach churn when we see these scenes with her begging him basically for engagement yet again. I don't like that. I can't stand to see a woman begging and running behind a man. It goes all through me and I hate it every time I see it. And as soon as she mentioned marriage, his whole attitude and his whole energy changed. 2 scenes we sat up here and we watched her doing this and we watched his energy just drop, and he is not in. You are in this shit all by yourself. Like all by yourself. And just to think that he's literally sitting through this, spending time with her family, and all that extra shit, I ain't got no respect for that at all. At all. Now, if you just want to bang her around, that's, that is what that is. At least she getting something out of that. But this whole dragging her, and you don't want to have kids with her. You don't. And you don't want to marry her. That's just not right. That's not right. And then later on in the program, her and him and then Cece and Byron all went out together. And at the end of the day, I don't like them either. But Cece and Byron are OG's friends. And you're going to try to use her friendship to them to use Byron's connects to try to get you something going on career-wise when you know for a fact you don't want her. You're using her. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I've been seeing this the whole time that I've been seeing her on this show. I don't like it. And I don't like the girl, but I don't like that. And I don't think that anybody deserves that. No one, not a soul, deserves that treatment. Don't like it. Anyway, all right. And Yeah, and girl, that confessional look, Miss OG girl, them spider eyelash. I said, oh my god, them eyelashes look like spiders. They was like, and that cheap dress. I said, girl, you just poor thing. She just can't get it right. Anyway, moving on. Shaunie, girl, Shaunie, is you becoming a weed head? Shaunie is really enjoying her new business venture. She smelled that bag of weed, was like, I love it. I said, girl, you is serving me weed head, honey. Miss Shaunie, girl, what's going on, honey? I think you're becoming a little bit of a weed head, girl. Anyway, anyway, I just laughed at Shaunie. Good one to get high ass. Anyway, and then this last piece. Well, let's take the last piece, but get to the last piece. The therapist. Jackie went to see the therapist. And Charlie was saying that was some bullshit. This is some bullshit. You went there to see this therapist. Jackie ain't nothing but pumping your storyline and making excuses. She's making excuses. Now, all of this bad behavior has to do with Dougie going away. Jackie, we not buying it. This has to do with you wanting camera time and you acting crazy like you used to. You're back to being who you were. This is classic Jackie, and it is what it is. And you were sitting there, and I ain't buying none of it. But I will say this: I really do like the therapist. Even when we've seen her before, I like her. And when I was listening to her, she's what's up. I was listening to the things that she was saying and how she was putting it, and I could just listen to her talk. You know, I was like, I was here for what she had to say. I really was. But Jackie ain't. Jackie full of shit. Now, I will say this about the therapist. Here we go. Shady James. Honey, here we go. That therapist, baby, that hair, that is an absolute no-no. I loved her natural hair. Last time we seen her, and even when they did the flashback, when she had her natural hair, and you could see like a little bit of her grays, it was beautiful. Her natural hair is beautiful and it looks good on her. The cut and everything of her natural hair looks beautiful. Well, the last time she appeared on the show when Jackie went to the therapist's office, she looked absolutely gorgeous to me. She really did. Middle-aged black woman with the fact that she let some of her grays show, and she's looked beautiful to me. And this hair here, it gave me it. It was it. It's the wrong curl pattern. Even if you want to go with a curl pattern, that's the wrong curl pattern. It was giving me clown tease. It's too curly for you. The length is not good. It's just the wrong hairdo for you. It just does not work for you. And you were very much giving me that you were going to the premiere party for It Part 2. I was like, I don't like that baby at all. Go on back to your natural. Let your little grays show. Do your thing, Ma. And I'm definitely here for you as a therapist. Definitely. Just not here for that hairstyle. So I think she's a cute woman. I think she's a pretty woman. I just didn't get, I didn't like the it hair. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so Evelyn, finally, she's having her single mom's fundraiser. They were doing like a day of baseball and stuff. They had swag bags for the mothers and all of that stuff. And I liked Phoebe. Phoebe's white. Phoebe came through with this goddamn platinum blonde wig. It was nasty. It was nasty. I said, now, Miss Phoebe, you are wearing that. It was sharp on Phoebe. It really was. She looked cute too. She looked like one of the kids with her little white jeans and her little hair, her little fuchsia crop top and bra. And I said, come on, Phoebe. She looked cute. She really did. But that white hair was doing it for me. But shit, we didn't see very much of it. They sitting there and they look around and Jackie come walking up on the field and they was like, oh man, you think Jackie was coming? Hey, Jackie come walking up on the field, baby, and Miss Phoebe was giving this, honey. And that bitch danced. I said, bitch, she left so fast I thought she was driving for Uber Eats, honey. She was gone. Her ass was gone. Did you hear me? I was like, now Phoebe, bitch. Well, I'm out of here, honey. Gone. Don't want that order to get gone. She was out of there. I fell out laughing. I was like, that's a whole mess. Anyway, so they approached Jackie, asked Jackie about the article, because there was this article that came out where Jackie talked about she didn't got a concussion and had to be carried out on a stretcher from that skating party. Now, if y'all don't stop with these lies, honey, and then what did Jackie do? Deny, deny, deny. She said, I didn't do it. Wasn't none of me, wasn't none of my people. Now, I'm like, I don't believe you, Jackie. I believe you got your hand in it. I think I seen some shit up underneath your fingernails, Jackie. So move on. Malaysia had this little event. It was a gorgeous, all white luncheon. It was so sharp, and when they panned the camera over top of the luncheon, and they had all these. It was like a length of tables, and all the people were sitting there eating, and all their white. It was gorgeous. It was just picture perfect. It really was. It's a product that she has her name and face on. It's a skin product and everything. She looked gorgeous. She did, and it was cool. I just thought that the lunch, and more so than that, I just thought the luncheon itself, like everything, the tables, the setup, the backdrops they had, because I think they were like under a tent and all of that. It was a gorgeous luncheon. It really was. I was like, check that out. I liked it. It really made you think when you look at it, it looked like a Mother's Day luncheon. That's the feel that it had. It was pretty. It was very pretty, which was perfect because all white is perfect, especially when you talk about a skin product, because white gives you cleanliness and all of that. So it all worked together. I'm sure it was all thought out just that way. But that was a very, very pretty luncheon. I liked it. Anyway, moving on. Last thing we see was this lie detector test. Jackie and Evelyn go and they have this lie detector test. Jackie, Christy, bitch, you need your motherfucking ass whooped. You need an ass whooping, Jackie. You sat in there, you fucking bitch, and you failed the test. You failed the lie detector test. And then you got all huffy with the man and tell him, you going to give me the test again. Because, see, ain't going to be no hills and ain't going to be no valleys and no blue and no green and no purple. It's, I know, because something wrong. They strap her back in, do the test again. Bitch failed the same questions. Every question that had to do with, did you leak the lies about the skating party to the press? She failed. You failed. Jackie, get on. Get on out of here, Jackie Christie. Bitch, you need an ass whooping. And as if it wasn't bad enough to fail the test, then you're going to bust out with the old Jackie Christie tears. Girl, if you don't get your ass out of here, Jackie, get your ass out of here, goddamn clown.